Hello. This is Brandon. You guys know me. I'm on this channel a lot. Basically, I thought I would make this video because, things were getting pretty cool on the channel, and I thought, what a great opportunity to talk about something that I really freaking get passionate about, and that, of course, is Pokemon. So, basically, this video is going to discuss my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time ever. And, as everyone on the planet who likes Pokemon has their own favorites, I just want to say that these are mine. And if you have your own, you can talk about them. That's why there's a little thing below this video. Yeah, this list isn't going to be influenced by stats or anything, but it's basically just Pokemon that I like because they're really cool. Now that that's taken care of, we can begin. Number 10 is in fact Donphan. Now, I know what you may be thinking. What? Huh? Why would you pick the elephant tire thing? Well, there's a very clear answer, because, this is one of the Pokemon that goes back way into my childhood, before I even played the games, whenever I was just watching the show, and, I just always thought that Donphan was so super cool, because, the design was always awesome, and the fact that it attacked by spinning like a tire, made me feel awesome. And also, it's really cool that it looks like a wheel, and is I don't know, man. The shiny is also pretty freaking awesome. Looks kind of like a dirty wheel, maybe. I don't know, you be the judge. There'll always be a special place in my my soul reserved just for that house-destroying elephant tire thing. To be perfectly honest, the reason that Magcargo is on this list is probably more because I played a randomized version of Pokemon Emerald, and had an amazing Magcargo with Water Absorb that was essentially a powerhouse that was unkillable, except if you used ground type moves. Magcargo, in addition to being a really freaking cool Pokemon in terms of design, the facts that this Pokemon has to go along with it are probably fantastic enough alone to get it on this list. I mean, let's look at this one. Literally, Magcargo is 18,000 degrees. You have any idea how goddamn hot 18,000 degrees is? You know what the surface of the sun is? 9,800 degrees. That's almost double the surface of the sun. Ash, but how are you not dead, bro? Anyway, typing aside, I mean, Magcargo has always been one of my favorites. Especially with that name. Creeping into number 8 at the list is my favorite frickin' ghost dark type of all time, Sableye. Basically, Sableye has always been one of my favorites, even since I was a kid, and for good reason. It has an awesome typing and an awesome design, and I mean, I always loved the look of the eye. It made me think about how, Sableye's found in the cave place. Maybe he enchanted some diamonds or something. It has an awesome typing and an amazing design. Seriously, there's even an Easter egg in Sableye's design, if you look close enough. Basically, if you see Sableye from the back, you'll notice 3 small stones on his back. Notice the colors: an emerald, a ruby, and a sapphire. Whoa, crazy. Of course, this is a reference to the games that Sableye came from. Also, Sableye is, adorably small. Look at this. Look at him. Little baby Sableye. Yeah. And once they introduced the Mega, it just, made everything, 100 times better, too. With the giant, gem that he's hiding behind, like a little cutie. What are you hiding behind, buddy? Hiding behind the gem? And Sableye's just I don't know if you've seen how amazing Sableye's shiny is, but I'll just show you that. Kind of mixes into the whole, riches thing that Sableye has going on in terms of him being gold and whatnot. But yeah, that's why he's number 8 on this list. Yeah. It's no surprise that Scizor is on this list at all, because, I mean, in my opinion, it is the coolest of the bug types, and it's the one that, has the most capacity to kick ass. Sorry, that was a little bit intense, but bear with me, because Scizor is just so badass. Look at that. Anyway, so a big part of why this selection's on the list is not just because of how freaking awesome Scizor is, but it's actually because back in the summer of 2014, I caught my very first shiny Pokemon, which was super exciting for me, and I got really pumped about it and about shinies. So I basically hunted for that entire year, and I got tons of awesome shinies, and it was just the best ever. But anyway, the Pokemon I used to catch these shinies was a Caesar I had named Jerry, and Jerry saw it all and was with me for countless hours. And I think really that, like, regardless of what kind of Pokemon it is, once you spend that kind of time with it, you know you share a bond with it, even if it is a couple of pixels on the screen. In addition to personal reasons, Caesar is also just a really well-designed Pokemon overall. And if you're gonna give it crap for not being able to learn fly even though it has extremely obvious wings, I would like to direct your attention to the actual Pokédex, which states its wings are not used for flying, they are flapped at high speed to adjust the body temperature. So, to all them haters out there on Caesar not being able to fly and the Tailo being able to fly, I ask you this: how else you expect Caesar to maintain that body temperature? Now, if only flapping its wings could protect it from the eviscerating force of fire-type moves. Look at this thing. Oh, dude, the original fighting type. And, probably the most intense of them, too. I mean, apparently Machamp can land 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. What? Like, honestly, that's like such a cool factoid. Like, goddamn, that means each arm is punching 125 times a second. Sorry, that just blows my mind. Another reason why Machamp is number 6 on this list is because of how long it took me to get my first one. Back whenever I was playing Hoenn at age 6, I thought that, you know, my Machoke would just evolve naturally over time, so I trained it till it was level like 96, and then someone finally told me, hey, do you want that to evolve? And I was like, what? That's a thing. So I did, and I named it Mamp, and I don't know why. But once I finally had it, I was able to just appreciate it, because just, I'd waited so long to have this extremely overpowered Pokemon that knew only fighting type moves. Because I taught it only fighting type moves, I don't know, I was young. But just about the only thing that can make this Pokemon better is if its Mega was this. And that's why Machamp is number 6 on this list. Yes, I know, another fighting type, but I really couldn't think of anyone more deserving of number 5 than Breloom. And to be honest, one of the main reasons why it's on this list is because of its design. Because, I mean, look at it. It doesn't really bear any resemblance to, like, any Earth creature. I mean, personally, I think it's one of the more creative and, like, awesome Pokemon. I guess it kind of looks like a mushroom, but also like a dinosaur mushroom thing. I don't know. Not to mention that its typing is super unique and cool, and it can frickin' have Poison Heal as an ability. And I don't know if you've ever seen the shiny, but it's one of my favorite of all time. Yeah, and that's why Breloom is number 5 on this list. Story time. So, back when I was going on my shiny hunting spree extravaganza, I decided that I wanted to catch one of the most sought-after shinies of all time, an Eevee. After a few thousand Dex Nav encounters, I finally found my Marty. And I was so excited when I got him that I spent literally hours in Pokemon Me just playing with him because, I mean, look at how adorable he is. Oh, that's amazing. Sorry. Anyway, my plan had always been to evolve my Eevee into an Umbreon because, I mean, that shiny looks amazing and my favorite color is blue. But when I eventually did, I noticed something. So, Marty wasn't really smiling anymore in Pokemon Me and generally looked unhappy, and this bothered me. So, I basically soft reset the game and decided to evolve my Marty into a Sylveon, and honestly, that's one of the best decisions I've made when it comes to shinies. Because, I mean, now, you know, everybody knows, like, Sylveon looks just extremely ridiculously adorable in Pokemon Me. So that's the main reason why Sylveon's on this list, in addition to the fact that it's just a super pretty Pokemon and just really a just a good idea overall. It's really what made me value fairy types as a whole, because I mean, after seeing things like this, I had my doubts. Look, I know the world is full of some pretty frickin' tough people, but I'm serious, there is probably no one on Earth that can look at this cute little flying electric squirrel and not feel like the unstoppable desire to squish its little cute face. I mean, seriously, this Pokemon is so ridiculously cute. I mean, like, even the shiny is adorable. Look, I mean, it looks like a little burnt marshmallow. I mean, how freaking cute is that? And I mean, I know I'm probably gonna get some crap because probably the only reason why, like, Emolga is on this list is because it's just really cute and I like it. And there's really nothing else to say. Oh my god, he just looks so jazzed about flying all the time. I mean, good god. Now, if you look at some of my other choices for this list, this entry probably surprised you, as Cubone is one of the saddest Pokemon of all time, if not the saddest. I mean, it doesn't get much sadder than wearing your mother's skull as a helmet and... Oh no, it cries so much and... Oh, I'm dying. But, like, no. Like, the Pokedex entry basically says the whole story. If it is sad or lonely, the skull it wears shakes and emits a plaintive and mournful sound. I mean, look at all of these. They're all sad. I think that it's because of all this sadness surrounding the Pokemon that it became one of my favorites, because when it evolves, it essentially moves onward and uses the past grief to kick ass. I mean, like, look at this. I've always loved Pokemon with interesting stories and origins behind them, and this is the perfect reason for why Cubone is number 2 on this list. Now, as long as we don't think too hard about how the Cubone is wearing its mother's skull, when the mother is also Cubone Marowak thing, and it also is wearing its own mother's skull, which would mean that it's the same skull being passed down from generation to generation, or does the mother's skull become their skull? I'm confused, but we should probably move on to number 1 anyway. Strap in, ladies and gents, because Absol is my absolute favorite Pokemon of all time for so many reasons, and honestly, I'm just gonna gush a little bit about this Pokemon, if that's okay. First off, the name. So you have Ab and then Sol. Ab meaning away from, and Sol, which is Latin for sun, which is kind of referring to its dark type nature. And it can also be a reference to like a solar eclipse, which kind of can be seen by the way that Absol's horn is shaped, maybe. Solar eclipses were also a sign of like end times or a disaster, which is another part of Absol, because it's the disaster Pokemon. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Ugh, man. It's hard to imagine the fact that Absol isn't a legendary, given all the awesome lore and disaster shit. Just look at the locations where Absol appears. So, Diamond and Pearl, Absol appears on Route 213, which is pretty close to Lake Valor. Oh, what happens to Lake Valor? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's drained by Team Galactic. Disaster. In Platinum, Absol appears on Mount Coronet in places that can first be accessed when heading toward the Spear Pillar. What is this before? Oh yeah, this is right before Giratina is released by Team Galactic. That sounds pretty disastrous if you ask me. I'm not turning script over. In Black and White, Absol can be found at the Giant Chasm, a place where disasters are said to befall trainers. What? It's so damn cool. Oh, and the design works so well with the Pokemon too. See its face and how the hair kind of swooshes over a bit? Bam! It's a yin-yang, maybe, I don't know. I believe that is kind of referencing to the fact that Absol, even though it's kind of an omen of disaster, it's not causing the disaster, so it's a perfect balance between, like, bad and good. So, I just think the yin-yang look just looks super cool. And its horn just makes it look super deadly and awesome, and it's a misunderstood Pokemon, and Oh, and remember whenever I was talking about my very first shiny and didn't show a picture for some weird reason? Bam, it was an Absol too. Hi, Jerry. And then you can really understand why Absol is my favorite shiny because, bam, its shiny's perfect. But just an awesome blend with the red and the white and the blue eyes and, just to making an awesomely designed Pokemon even better overall. Oh, but we aren't done yet, because we all know what happened in the 6th generation. Bam, one of the chosen megas was of course Absol, and honestly Game Freak nailed that too. The wings are actually just fur sticking up, and they look so grand and incredible, and they add so much to an already amazing Pokemon. Honestly, I could talk about Absol for hours. It's just the best, and I mean, it even looks super adorable on Pokemon to me. I mean, it's just so hard not to love everything about this Pokemon. All right, well, that's it for my top 10 Pokemon list. If you have any Pokemon that I didn't touch on or think that some of these Pokemon are bad, you can express those unique opinions below if you want. You don't have to, or you can check out some of our other videos if you also want. Thanks for coming around here today, and have a nice day.